You and all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Citi Prime News, live from our studio at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Ajwa Tinkrama Domina. Coming up over the next 30 minutes, Majority Caucus denies contemplation of change in its leadership in Parliament.
The Majority Caucus has not made any changes in its leadership. The Majority Caucus has not contemplated making any changes to its leadership.
Also coming up, 17-year-old student at Kalpohin Senior High School in Tamale dies over alleged negligence from senior house master.
When they brought the boy was dead already. Before they got to the TTH, to the hospital, my wife started wailing, rolling on the floor.
Still ahead, Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools CHAS expresses disappointment in ECG over disconnection of Accra Academy from National Grid. Meanwhile, the power distributor says the disconnection was due to accumulated debt of over 400,000 cedis by the school.
And so if we look at Accra, for instance, they owe in excess of 400,000 Ghana cedis. And so it's not as though we're just waiting and keeping quiet till the debt built up to this extent and we went to disconnect.
And later, NDC supporters gather at Ashanti Regional Police Headquarters following invitation of party's Menchia South constituency organizer over electoral violence threats. The bulletin is live on Facebook on Citi 97.3 FM, also live on all our partner stations across the country. In the Western region, we are on Adwempa 100.7 FM in Takwa. We are also on Beach 105.5 FM in Takoradi. Also in Takoradi, we are on Sky Power 93.5 FM. In the Bono region, you can find us on Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyang. In the Ashanti region, this is Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi. Also Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, this is Revival 99.3 FM and VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohoi. In the Northern region, you can find us on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM. In the Upper East region, we are on Quality 88.7 FM. In the Upper West region, this is Tusong 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa 96.1 FM. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
We are very grateful you could join us this afternoon. Let's begin from Parliament. And the Majority Caucus in the House says it has not contemplated any changes in its leadership and any such publications should be ignored. The caucus says the new standing orders of the House offer the group the sole mandate of a reshuffle in leadership. Now addressing the media, the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei-Wusu, says the caucus is confident in its current leadership and the status quo will remain.
We are here to inform you and through you to the world that the publications that are going around is not true, it's false, that the caucus, the Majority Caucus, has not made any changes in its leadership. The Majority Caucus has not contemplated making any changes to its leadership, and that we tell the whole world, Ghana, to ignore any such publication. They want to assure you that we have confidence in the leadership as they are, and the status quo shall remain. We are aware that upon the nomination of one of the deputy whips as a minister, a replacement will be made. That replacement will be made by the caucus when we have had the opportunity and the time to consider the appropriate replacement.
You heard the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei-Wusu, moving on. The Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has clarified that a power disconnection at Accra Academy on Monday was as a result of the school's accumulated debt exceeding 400,000 Ghana cedis. Accra Academy experienced a blackout after being disconnected from the national grid due to overdue payment. The ECG's head of prosecution, Paul Abariga, speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, explained that the disconnection was part of a broader effort to recover debt and not a deliberate targeting of the educational institution.
And so if you look at Accra, for instance, they owe in excess of 400,000 Ghana cedis. And so it's not as though we're just waiting and keeping quiet till the debt built up to this extent and we went to disconnect. We know, we have always informed them. We have always cautioned management that you don't need this bill or consumption to build up even in excess of 50,000 Ghana cedis before you pay. So in fact, constantly, we inform all our customers. This is a purely management issue. If management of the school is cautious enough to want to reduce their debt, they will not need to allow it pile up, because this is not that they are unaware that this has always been the operations of ECG throughout our operational areas, that we will disconnect to make you pay. And this disconnection to make you pay and all of that is backed by law. We don't just recklessly go because we are callous, we are malicious. Everything that we do is done within the remit of the law.
You heard Paul Abariga. He is the head of prosecution at the Electricity Company of Ghana. Meanwhile, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, has expressed disappointment over the Electricity Company of Ghana's disconnection exercise targeting senior high schools. National President of CHAS, Reverend Father Stephen Owusu-Sechere, deems the disconnection of schools as unfortunate and suggests that the ECG should engage with the government and the Ghana Education Service to find a collaborative solution to the current issue.
This situation is very unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate because as senior high schools in this country, public senior high schools, we in the schools, even though we are the consumers, do not pay directly the bills. What we do is that everything is forwarded to GS and GS will settle the bills. So we wouldn't know how to pay these bills down here in our schools. What we can say is that for ECG to go around the schools to disconnect when we have the future leaders of this country in these schools is quite unfortunate. ECG should, we are pleading with them to put a stop to it and engage GES and the Ministry of Education to settle this matter once and for all. Because if you go around disconnecting, when we have about 3,000, 2,000 students in school, it's a recipe for chaos. So for our own good and for the good of this country and the future of this country, we have to protect our boys and girls in the schools. And this disconnection, we plead, must stop with immediate effect. Because if they continue to do so, then there's nothing we can do in the schools. We cannot live in darkness in the schools. So I want to use this medium to appeal to Ghana Education Service, the Director General and the Minister for Education to do something quickly about this so that ECG will put a halt to this exercise, because they're going to argue well for the heads of these institutions and for this country.
That was National President of CHAS, Reverend Father Stephen Owusu-Sechere. Away from that now, academic activities have temporarily been suspended this morning at the Adreso Estate St. Dominic Senior Catholic School in Koforidua after yesterday's downpour wreaked havoc in the school. The 1-hour downpour, which came along with strong winds around 5 p.m. on Monday, ripped off the JHS 3 and 2 classrooms, staff common room, a pavilion, and the ICT lab of the school, causing distractions to several teaching and learning materials. When Citi News visited the school this morning, a section of the students were busy wiping mud from computers which were soaked in the rainwater yesterday. Others were also spreading wet books against sunshine. Students in the affected classrooms had been removed to a makeshift pavilion in the premises of the Catholic Church, which is next to the school. Now, Alex Adwenim Tete, an old student of the school who visited the school to assess the situation on behalf of all old students, made an appeal to the government and all relevant stakeholders to immediately intervene for full academic work to resume.
You realize that the whole of the computer room is gone, and the computers have been soaked with water, And I can really tell I've not really assessed them, but I'm sure computer having soaked with water, most of them might have been sports. And the Form 3 classroom is also totally off. The kids have been evacuated and they are now learning under a shed on the church premises. Then we also have the staff room also completely ripped off, and then part of the Form 2 classroom is also gone. So I think for now we have about 4 classrooms that has been heavily affected by this rainfall. We believe that St. Dominic is a very good school and it has helped so many parents and children and the community, actually community as a whole. And I believe that everybody should come on board, the general public, government, the old students, and the individuals, philanthropists that can come to the aid and donate things, and even beyond what the damage is. Because right now we may have to repair computers and even need more computers and computer tables.
Alex Adwenim Tete is an old student of Adreso Estate St. Dominic Catholic School in Koforidia. Meanwhile, Citi News can confirm that the school's management committee, together with leadership of the Catholic Church, are locked up in a meeting on the way forward, and the Member of Parliament for the area, as well as the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Michael Ochrebefi, has also sent a delegation to the school to assess the extent of damage. Let's stay with schools now. The senior housemaster of Kalpohin Senior High School in Tamale has been reported to the Northern Regional Police Command for negligence, resulting in the death of a student, allegedly. The 17-year-old student who tragically passed away on Sunday night was entrusted in his fellow students' care to take him to the hospital after obtaining an exit signed by the senior housemaster for medical attention. Moses Bafu, a resident of Tamale, witnessed the sick student throwing up at the school's entrance while on his way home. Now, subsequently, Mr. Bafu reported the senior housemaster to the police for alleged negligence after learning that the student had lost his life before reaching the hospital. The aggrieved Mr. Bafu wants the law to take its course in the matter.
He boldly told me he told the children to go and look for yellow pragia and send the children and send the boy to the hospital. I said, can you listen to yourself? You told the students to send him to the hospital whilst you are the housemaster. And he told me, yes, there's no fuel in his car. And that is what they have been doing there. When they brought the boy was dead already. Before they got to the TTH, to the hospital, my wife started wailing, rolling on the floor. I want the public to know what is going on is wrong. And we need to stop those things. Teachers who are in campus have to be these children are under their care. My issue is the master not following up to see and rather instructing the children to go to the hospital. It's not done anywhere. That is my problem. That thing should be corrected.
You heard Moses Baffo. He's an eyewitness to an incident of a 17-year-old student allegedly passing away due to negligence by senior housemaster of Kalpohin Senior High School. We'll stay with education now. Some students who were evacuated from Sudan by the government are lamenting the lack of interest by the government in their plea for integration into Ghanaian tertiary institutions. Out of 82 students evacuated, 47 of the students say that although they were promised integration, such has not been fulfilled. Speaking to Citi News, a spokesperson for the group, Aisha Mustafa, who is a fifth-year medical student, expressed disappointment in the government, saying she has exhausted all available options.
We haven't heard anything, and it seems my colleagues have given up, and I'm the only one in it. So we submitted the petition to the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Majority Leader, and then the Minority Leader. Initially we were all into it, and there seemed to be no hope at all because we are not hearing anything from anyone. So at the moment, we are in we are from two universities in Sudan. So from my university, all of us, my colleagues, everyone has graduated. It's left with just two of us. So from my school, I'm the only one left. without admission. So for the other university, the rest are in the other university. So I'm the only, I've not heard from my school, and I'm not hearing from the universities here. I'm not hearing from the government, and I'm just there all by myself doing nothing. I'm just there praying for now because I don't know if anything will be done or not.
Aisha Mustafa is the spokesperson for the group of Sudan evacuated students. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News from our studio number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. When we return, we'll talk to you about some politics. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
The Heritage Caravan 2024 is officially sold out. The buses are primed, participants are eager, and the itinerary is loaded. Now pack your bags and get on the Heritage Caravan. From the Greater Accra region to the Volta region to the Eastern region to the Bno region, Ahafo region, Bno East region to the Upper East region to the Northern region to the Savannah region to the Northeast region to the Ashanti region to the Western North region to the Western region, the Central region, and back to the Greater Accra region. The Heritage Caravan will last for 8 days from Sunday the 3rd of March to Sunday the 10th of March 2024. An expedition full of excitement, education, information, wonderful memories, and great bonding moments awaits you. This is a journey of a lifetime to discover Ghana. Follow all Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2024. The Heritage Caravan 2024 is powered by Citi TV in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority with support from Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by the National Lottery Authority, Gold PLC, Hollard Insurance, GB Foods, and Omni Basic Bank. Terms and conditions apply.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's do some politics now. Some National Democratic Congress supporters have gathered at the Ashanti Regional Police Headquarters following the invitation of the party's Malaysia South constituency organizer Al-Hassan Mustafa over threats of electoral violence he made in a viral video. The constituency officer, in the company of some regional executives, is currently at the Criminal Investigations Department of the police service, where his statement is being taken. We'll do well to bring you updates in our subsequent bulletins. Now, away from that, supporters of parliamentary aspirant Haji Abibata Sani in the Yendi constituency in the northern region are demanding that the National Executive Committee of the NPP decide the rerun of parliamentary primaries within 7 days. They have warned the party against imposing a candidate on the constituency, warning that they will reject any such move. The leader of the group, Alhaji Mohammed Pensi, made these statements during a press conference in Yendi.
We are calling on NEC to, as a matter of urgency, organize a rerun of the Yendi parliamentary primaries elections within 7 days. Any short of a rerun will have dire consequences for the parliamentary fortunes of the party in the Yendi constituency. We want to send this one a very strong message to the national chairman of the party and the leadership of NEC. Should they make any mistake to impose a candidate for Yendi constituency, the party will regret it. We are not threatening the party, nor threatening anybody in this party. But but we want them to do the needful. Then after the 7 days, should next fail to listen to what we are saying, and we take a decision, they cannot reverse it again.
Well, the supporters of the parliamentary aspirant have also vowed to field a candidate, an independent candidate, if the National Executive Committee fails to heed their demand within the stipulated 7 days.
Possibly next fail, the 3-member committee fail to adhere to what we have said, we will fly an independent candidate. We have every evidence that the candidate that they are looking cannot rescue the seat again. The seat cannot be allowed to go into the hands of NDC. And knowing very well that sending these candidates to the election 2024, the MPP will lose the seat, and that is what we don't want to go. Yes. So we believe that when we fly an independent candidate, we will take the seat and go to Parliament and do business with NPP.
You heard the leader of a group of NPP supporters in Yendi, Alhaji Mohammed Bensi. Away from politics now, the chief executive of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Joseph Wahin Edu, has attributed the company's 2021 loss of over 2 billion Ghana cedis to the decline in the international market price of cocoa. According to him, the price of cocoa has plummeted by over 30% in recent years. Speaking before the Public Accounts Committee, Joseph Edu says there are ongoing efforts to address and recover from these losses. He assured that comprehensive plans are in progress to mitigate the impact of the market challenges.
Chairman, we are on the path of a turnaround. Cocoa Board's financial situation is dictated by the international market price, that is where cocoa price. And we all know that from 2017 to the date in question, price of cocoa in the world market has collapsed by 30%. And in 2020, that's also when we had our highest production. So when prices collapse at a time when you have increased yield, definitely that the direct costs and inventory go up, whereas the revenue generated goes down. And that's what is explaining the huge deficit for that particular year. Essentially, yes, we had record production, but prices at the international market did not favor us.
You heard Joseph Wahin Edu. He is Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Cocoa Board. Now, sources within the Electricity Company of Ghana indicate an amount of 5 million Ghana cedis has been released to the ECG to settle arrears owed second cycle institutions. This action comes after the disconnection of power to Accra Academy by the ECG National Task Force due to a debt of over 400,000 Ghana cedis. As a result, students were left in darkness, resorting to studying with torchlight. This situation has prompted the attention of the Free Senior High School Secretariat, which has authorized the payment of the arrears. Power, however, is yet to be restored to Accra Academy as of the time of filing this report. We will still stay on education. Now, the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU, is cautioning the Office of the Special Prosecutor to release in full all frozen salaries of its members. The association alleges that the OSP has withheld the salaries of more than 400 teachers, claims that they are investigating ghost names on the government's payroll. In an interview with Citi News, the General Secretary of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, Mark Denchua, called on the Office of the Special Prosecutor to release the frozen salaries to its members. We apologize for that. We'll bring you that audio in a subsequent bulletin. Now, the National Association of Institutional Suppliers has rescheduled its planned protest from February 26, 2024 to March 4, 2024. The suppliers who offer critical services to educational institutions nationwide have decided to picket due to the Ministry of Education's failure to settle arrears owed to them for the 2021-2022 and 2022-2023 academic years. Speaking to Citi News, the association spokesperson Emmanuel Ayivo expressed concern over the government's silence and lack of engagement in addressing their grievances.
We have actually officially written to the police on 4th March. So that is the day we actually will be picketing at the Ministry of Education. Our government, what the minister said, I think it suggests that he has taken an entrenched position, that we can just go and demonstrate for it's our constitutional right. Because of that, they've not actually engaged us in any way or form. And government posture is that I'm not sure for all this what we've done, they've not invited us, which is very worrying. And that's why we too have to use all legitimate and legal means to draw the attention of government.
That was the spokesperson from the National Association of Institutional Suppliers, Emmanuel Ayevo. Now, the National Commission for Civic Education, NCC, has expressed concern about the worsening condition of its current head office. The commission attributes the deterioration to the Electoral Commission, which vacated the premises but allegedly refused to hand over to the NCC, utilizing the rooms for storage instead. During a Public Accounts Committee sitting, chairperson of the NCC, Kathleen Addy, revealed that despite their efforts, attempts to reclaim the space have been unsuccessful.
The Electoral Commission vacated our shared premises, and it was our hope that they would give up some of the offices that they had vacated for our use, because if you come to our premises, you will realize that we have very, very limited space in the premises, and our staff are really cramped into the offices where we work. They asked us to write a letter and request the space. We did. It went back and forth for a while. Eventually, after a long time, over a year of trying to get them to open up the spaces for us to, not all of it, at least some of it, so that it will bring some relief to our staff, they did send us a letter to say that they are unable to do that. And because they have used the rooms for storage, all the rooms for storage. So after that, we've still been in touch with them, trying to get them to still, come to an agreement so that we use up some of the spaces that are empty. But we are yet to make any progress on that. Their rooms are still locked up, and we are still cramped in the rest of the space.
That was Kathleen Addy, she's chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education. Moving on, the Finance Minister, Mohammed Amin Adam, is pledging the government's commitment to continue and complete stalled infrastructural projects in the Ashanti region. The minister says the region remains key to Ghana's economic development, and the government will continue to implement key projects like the Kumasi International Airport, the Kejetia Redevelopment Market, and the Komfo Anoche Teaching Hospital Mother and Baby Unit project. The Finance Minister is in the Ashanti region to pay a courtesy call on the Asante Hinotufo said to the second and the Ashanti Regional Minister. The minister is also expected to visit the various projects to have first-hand information on their statuses.
Ashanti region is a very important region for Ghana. Apart from the natural resources that contribute so much to the growth of our country, we also know that this is a commercial center, commercial hub, particularly Kumasi, where countries beyond Ghana all come here to do business. And so the contribution of your region to the development of our country is so much. It cannot be quantified, in my view. And for that matter, this region needs the attention of government. So the government has been implementing some key projects, number of key projects in the region. You talk of the international airport. You talk about the Kejetia market. You talk about Komfo Anoche modernization project, and many, many, many more in the municipalities and the districts around the region.
Mohammed Amin Adam is Ghana's finance minister. Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah appealed to the minister to help complete the Kumasi International Airport and the Ahenema Kokobeng and Anyankwanta Road projects.
The other one that I request of you, which I was also discussing with your predecessor, is we have a road construction from a place called Ahima Kokobin on the Obuasi route up to Anyam Kwanta, which was awarded to Kofi Job initially, and later they had to change the drawings. And after the change of drawings, definitely the estimates ballooned, and according to the road minister said he needed financial clearance.
That was Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah, and that's how we wrap up today's edition of Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. For more news, please log on to citynewsroom.com. My name is Ajwa Tinkrama Domina. Thank you so much for your company. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.